A man cannot define a woman though. And see, that's why I get so excited when I talk to a woman of mental depth. Because not many of them out there. In today's society, curves make a woman sexy. Because they're curving not their body, they're curving for the camera. But nobody's bending their mind around the world that they live in. Check this out. It was once stated, the identity of a people is characterized by the demeanor of its woman. You agree?
The identity of a people is characterized by the demeanor of a woman.
Of its woman.
Of its woman.
Yes.
I can attest to that.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Because the woman is the ascension of God's creative, nurturing essence. The man is the manifestation of God's power when it comes to logical denomination. So in society, we've been told that we're opposite sex. When opposing means to fight, which means we struggle.
Right.
That's a Western identification of what a woman is. For an Eastern philosophy, it was taught that the woman is the purveyor of the house, while the man runs the house.
Right.
Just like chess, the queen protects the king. That's what makes the board powerful.
Right.
Weapons of war. The woman is the height, the ascension of nurture power. As a young lady, you are now living in the prophesied age of feminine energy. In 1998, it was once stated that in years' time, about 2 decades, that feminine energy would take over the world, and we see women come to their heights. And now we see women as CEOs, coaches in professional sports, running businesses.
Running for president.
Which is another thing we can talk about. But we see the Western philosophy of a woman dying. How does that aid in teaching young ladies that they are more powerful than the perceived media lets on?
It's society. It's society. It's the internet. It's the videos. It's, we're supposed to look a certain way, and we literally die trying to look that way. We die trying to get a butt lift, or try to get some collagen in our face, or try to get a bigger breasts, or higher cheekbones. It's society. I feel like, and people will tell me this all the time, I'm a curvy girl. I won Monique's Fat Chance. I'm curvy. I've been curvy. I've always been curvy. But I will say this. Us curvy girls, we have hang-ups and things that, that we're not too fond of, or that, we don't like. But you have to learn to embrace and be proud of the body that you do have. Whatever God has blessed you with, stand in that, own that. Everything doesn't look good on everyone. And I always say this in fashion. Everything that person is wearing, or that, whoever, Kim Kardashian or whoever is wearing, it's not going to look good on you. Wear what looks good on you. And you don't have to spend $1,000 in order for it to look nice, and in order for it to look decent on you. And so when we get back to understanding who we are as a people, as a woman, and embracing and loving us more, that self-care is not only on Sundays. Self-care is every day. You take care of yourself every day, no matter what it is. You're always supposed to care for yourself, because you only get one body. One, and that's it.
You know what's deep about what you said? Okay, you just took me on a slanted view, and I'm going to come back to it.
Okay.
There was a young lady named Malala Yousafzai. You know her story? She was a Pakistan girl, 15 years old, who spoke out, who got shot. And as a woman in society, she's not supposed to speak. She's supposed to hold her tongue.
Right.
We have a lot of women now putting themselves in positions of power that are usurping authority from people who have power, who don't understand the power that they have. Whether it's a racist man dating a woman of another complexion, or if it's a businessman that's perverting the business by his personal actions with women on the job. Whether it's a man telling a woman to be quiet and not letting her
speak.
Not only speak, but be profound in her speaking. We are detrimentally slighting the creation that God made. For instance, Video Music Box, 1990 something. J. Rue the Damager, the Fugees, Crazy Sam, they had a cipher, but it was a cipher of thought. And J. Rue the Damager was spitting 5% Rasta knowledge. And Lauryn Hill kept trying to talk, but J. Rue kept shutting her up. Like, nah, I'm talking. Nah, sister, know your place. And it ain't until she opened her mouth that Sam had to go, whoa, bruh, now you talking all this, we as a people, and she's our people, and you're not even letting the sister speak? Something wrong with you.
Wow.
That's the energy right now that's in the world. Because now when most people be like, oh, that's a female, chill. Now you got people saying, that's a female, let her speak.
Right.
How important is it to have a voice in the world where people already look at you like you fourth place?
It's very important.
Talk to
And you have to stand in that. I'm gonna tell this story. You have to stand in that, and you have to own it. I was the youngest African American female in my position at the medical examiner's office in Newark. Now, working at the medical examiner's office in Essex County versus working at the medical examiner's office in Bergen County. The deaths are totally different kind of deaths. And so where I was the youngest African American female in my field in Newark or in Essex County, I was the only African American female, African American period, working in Bergen County. And I did that job for 6 years. And if you can imagine, going into an office every single day and you're the only black person there. It's different.
Difficult.
And it's difficult. And sometimes you have to adjust and move a certain way. And you tend to not let people in too close, because then they're asking questions of this, that, and the third. But you have to also have a voice, and you can't allow your voice to be shaky, and you can't allow your voice to be lowered because of who they are. Everything that I took forth in Bergen County, it afforded me the opportunity to run the morgue at Hackensack Hospital. So, because I implemented certain things when I came in, people saw me, the doctor saw me, and he said, oh, I've heard this about you, I've heard that about you, I heard you do this, you do that, you're excellent at this. It was crazy. And you never know how much power you have until somebody tells you that you have that power. And when you have that power, it's all about how you utilize that power. It's very important to not let, that power go to your head, but utilize it in such a way that you move the needle forward for the next black person to come in, and the next person to come in of color. Because let me tell you this, I was at a position where I had a choice between this hospital and this hospital. Because I was not to toot my own horn, but because I was that good, I had a choice. And when I made the choice to leave where I was, they asked me, do you know anybody who can do the job as well as you that you trust? So that was my advantage point to let another sister or brother in on that space. And so I did that. And that's how you move the needle forward. And we always have to move the needle forward. We always have to, a lot of people are like crabs in a barrel, and they think that, just because I'm selling t-shirts don't mean that the next person can't sell t-shirts. It's all in how you sell it. It's all in how you maneuver it. Nobody can do things the way you do them. Always remember that. There's nobody who's going to do it like you do it.
So in the age of individualism, which is a problem in today's society, it can also be a gift. Because through individualism, you find your voice and you find your personality.
Right.
I feel you. So we're gonna touch on some of that later. But for this part of the interview, I gotta ask you something. I'm a purveyor of the world, so I watch and study everything and everybody.
I know.
As a man, when I talk to a Muslim and they ask me, am I a Muslim? I say yes and no, because a Muslim is a man of peace, and if Islam means peace, there was peace before there was ever religion, so I'm a man of peace. So I'm your brother. But I also ask Muslims, are you Christian? Because you believe in Christ,
right,
or Isa. So are you Christian? And then that forms a problem.
Right.
The same thing happens, unfortunately, when we talk to women on certain issues. Because, for one, I don't think women are used to having that voice to speak unless they're around other women. And some have that newfound power and they run crazy with it. And they lose the respect by opening their mouth. Men do it all the time. You guys play something stupid.
Ego.
Yeah.
Ego.
But for the ladies, it's not really ego. It's still trying to fit into the Western philosophy. I love Angela Rye. I think she's dope. I mean, dope beyond measure. Just like I love Sister Soldier.
Right.
And just like I love Queen Latifah.
Right.
But I love Cardi B as well. And it ain't that she speaks or holds herself at the highest class. She's a reality that we can't ignore, because whenever you turn your back to reality, that's when you call self-suicide.
Right.
We live in the age of Kamala Harris, and we live in the age of love and hip hop. How do you find the balance of being your natural self, but also putting on the face when you're in public? Because the world is a stage, and everybody plays their part. How do you define your part to play?
I'm always myself. I will say this: when I get around certain people, or when I'm in certain settings, of course you have to blend in. You have to be a chameleon, because sometimes to get that level of respect that you deserve, you might have to speak a certain way, or you might have to use diction, or you just might have to act a certain way. But in doing that, you're always the same. For instance, Cardi B. Let me tell you something about Cardi B. I admire her. I like her 100%. She ratchet as hell. But one thing that you cannot say about Cardi B is that she lazy. She the hardest working woman right now in hip hop. Because anytime somebody who is pregnant can still like produce an album and make music, have a baby, go on tour, and still come from, like, she came from the gutter. Yeah. She came from a pole. And now she is like securing her bag like nobody's business. Everybody tried to, everybody took that phrase, okay? She patented that phrase. So now, if anybody uses that phrase,
coming out that money. That's right.
That's it's all about securing your bag in 2019. It's all about how you secure your bag. That's it. You just gotta be yourself. And you gotta, whatever company you're in, you have to learn how to blend in, but don't blend in so much that you lose sight of who you are.